we're going to start core Pilates. If you have a mat and if you would like to, you can also use a flat band for any of these movements. We're going to start with a little stretch. So go ahead and reach your right arm up overhead as we drop the left in our cross leg position. Really stretching the lats. Switch sides. Again, drop that elbow down to the floor as we reach the opposite arm overhead. Take a couple deep breaths there. Bring that arm back down. We're just going to do a few shoulder rolls. Really get some big range of motion in the shoulders. Just start to wake up the body. And we're going to do some neck rolls. Tuck the chin all the way to the chest. Feel that deep stretch on either side of the neck as we roll side to side. Wonderful. Now you can either stay in that cross-leg position or you can come to half lotus as we reach those arms forward. And this is a deep hip stretch, especially if you're able to stack those legs. Go ahead and walk the hands back slowly and switch sides. Having hips that are open will help us throughout these Pilates movements. And walk those hands back in again. Next, we're going to flip onto your back. And we're going to start with single leg reaches on both sides. So first, one leg is going to come straight up in the air, and we're going to circle, starting with this left leg. So we're going to draw a small circle from the hip. So we want to make sure all this movement comes from the hip. The arms can be down at your sides. We want to keep the spine as still as you can during these, so very tight core to eliminate any arching in the low back. And go ahead and change direction. We're getting about 8 to 10 circles in either direction. And go ahead and change legs. Keep the toes pointed here and really think about extending that leg out long. So we're elongating and then trying to keep that spine as still as possible during these circles. And go ahead and change direction here after our 10th one. And if this was too much in the low back, you would just change the angle of that leg. And next we're going to go into some reverse crunches, lowering the legs and lifting the tailbone at the top. So really use your arms pressing into the floor, rolling up, and really control on the way down. So the idea is not to just abruptly place the hips down, but to slowly let that core extend. And then use those lower abs to pull the legs back up. The goal would be about 10 to 15 of these. Perfect. Go ahead and bring the knees in. And next we're going to go to a butterfly crunch. So we're going to widen the knees, keeping the feet placed together. And again, just feel that stretch for a minute. Get comfortable in that position before we come to these crunches. So for this one, you can either reach the hands right between the legs or have both hands placed behind your neck for support. And we're going to crunch and curl up and just rotate side to side for a couple repetitions. Just to loosen up. Try to find that deep crunch each time. So deep exhale and contract all those ab muscles together as we lift the shoulders off of that mat. If traditional crunches hurt your back, these are a good option. Typically, it keeps the spine pretty safe in that butterfly position in the hips. And again, we're getting about 15 repetitions here. Just go at your own pace. Really draw that belly button into the spine and spine into the floor. One more here. Perfect. Go ahead and close up those knees as you stay lifted through the head, neck, and shoulders. Then we're going to draw opposite circles with the legs. So same position as where we started, but we're going to do two-legged, and they're going away from each other in this circular pattern. So again, trying to maintain as tight a core as you can during this. The legs are causing a disruption, and we're just trying to fight it. So now go ahead and change direction, and now they're coming in towards each other and then out and away. Again, if this is tough for the low back, just make those circles a little bit smaller. And then go ahead and find your low leg position. Again, this can vary depending on you. The lower will be a little bit tougher. And if you feel your low back, bring the legs up higher. And we're just doing flutter kicks here, one at a time, keeping those abs nice and tight. And we're going right back into reverse crunches. And here you can keep the head, neck, and shoulders elevated, or you can bring the hands down at your sides again. And I'll have another option for you here. If this bothers the low back at all, just bend those knees, tap the toes, and bring the knees into the chest. But again, keep thinking about lifting that tailbone by squeezing your abs up. So we'll get about 15 of these reverse crunches total. And now we're going to move into some knee tucks, alternating leg extension. So go ahead and tuck one knee to your chest, really squeeze, again, bracing down through that core, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and then alternating, squeeze that knee into the chest as we kick the other leg out as far as you can. And just side to side. We're getting 8 per leg on these. Again, if this bothered your back, you would just bring those legs a little higher, not so close to the floor on the kick. Perfect. So go ahead and tuck those knees to the chest. Then we're going to extend the arms and legs straight out, and then bring again elbows towards the knees. And what we call a super crunch. Make sure that spine through the low back stays pressed into the floor. These should start to burn a little bit here. Again, getting 10 to 15 repetitions on this one. Make sure you're still lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. If your neck gets tired, you can hold on to the back of your neck. Go ahead and give it a quick stretch. And then we're going to come right into a Pilates roll-up. Again, really control on the way down here. Exhale on the way up. Think about the spine slowly rolling back. And using all those core muscles to help pull you up. So notice right here, I am bringing the arms over the head. For a more challenging version, you wouldn't bring those arms over the head for less momentum and a little bit more of the deep core muscles doing the work. So it might go a little slower. I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And one final one here to finish off this set. Great job, first round. Let's go ahead and move into our second set. Again, starting off with our small circles. Go ahead and stay with me this round. No voiceover, so just keep an eye. If you prefer the voiceover, let me know. Or you could just go ahead and rewind to the beginning and start back with the voiceover set. Keep up the great work here. And our final rep here. I'm going to roll up. We're going to give it a quick stretch. So go ahead and pull your one leg over the other, and then we're going to twist away, really pulling that knee in towards the ribs. And you could keep the leg extended out during this as well, so this is an option I'll show here. Keeping that leg extended. Really rotating in towards that knee. So you're bringing your belly button into that inner thigh on both sides. And that is all for today with Pilates. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I hope to see you soon.